This year's AP Men's College Basketball Coach of the Year is known to many college basketball fans as one of the members of Michigan's Fab Five. But since being hired at his alma mater, he has quickly made a name for himself as a head coach instead. It's hard to believe that up until about 22 months ago, he had not been a head coach before. For 25 years before that, he was in the NBA, mostly as a player, and the last 6 as an assistant coach with the Miami Heat. Despite never having coached a college team, he took over one of the top programs in the nation, and his Wolverines won his first 7 games as a coach, including upsets over number 6 North Carolina and number 8 Gonzaga. They finished 19-12. Building off that success, this year, they went 23-5, winning Michigan's first regular season Big Ten championship in 7 years, earning a number 1 seed in the tournament where they reached the Elite Eight. On a side note, this year's recipient also is only the second former AP All-American to ever be named AP Coach of the Year, with the other being Clem Haskins in 1997. It's my honor to recognize Michigan coach Juwan Howard as the AP Coach of the Year. And Coach, I've got your trophy right here, and it will soon be in the mail.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. First, I would like to say congratulations to Luca Garza, for all the great work he's done at Iowa, representing the university and also his family. I'm happy that I don't have to see him ever again because he made me lose a lot of sleepless nights worrying about how we're going to defend, Luca and his teammates. But well deserved. Secondly, I want to say congratulations to Roy Williams for his retirement, for all the great work he's done in college basketball, all the personal accolades, but more importantly, the amount of people that he's changed lives and helped develop that came through his program. So I want to give a big shout out to him. Third, I want to say thank you to University of Michigan. Thank you to our AD Ward Manuel for believing in me, for taking a chance on a guy from South Side of Chicago. Like you said before, never been a head coach before, and felt it in his heart that I would be the right man to lead the program. Also want to thank Mark Schlizzle, the president of the University of Michigan, for also signing off on making this happen. I want to give a big thanks to the players. Without them, I wouldn't be here. Without them, I wouldn't have been able to get this award because they're the ones that are out there sacrificing, competing, buying into the culture, buying into a head coach that pushed them to get uncomfortable, and they really accepted it. And I'm just so happy that, with all that I was able to do, they helped me become the best version of myself. Also, I want to give a big thanks to the coaching staff, Coach Phil Martelli, Sadie Washington, and Howard Isley. Those guys are selfless. It was beautiful to see how we all were different type of personalities, egos, but gave to the program and gave to inspiring these young men to go out there and compete at a high level, but also learning from one another. So I have to, of course, give them the utmost respect for being in this position right now. I also have to give a big thanks to the Michigan fans, alumni base, for all the support they're giving myself, the staff, and players. Got to give a big shout out to our managers. The managers were amazing. They're stars in their role, behind the scenes. They're making everything happen, working countless hours, losing a lot of sleep, and also maybe falling behind in their grades. Lastly, I want to say for all the coaches that have helped me develop into the basketball player and teaching me so many different things of the game, for the people that I work for with the Miami Heat, Coach Spoelstra for developing me to become a head coach at the University of Michigan. There are so many people that I can thank, and I don't want to waste all you guys' time because I know we only have a certain amount of time left here. But God, I got to give much love and respect to the man above, because He knew something in me that I didn't know myself. And I'm just so happy that he's blessed me to be in a position to help impact these young men. And I will never, ever take it for granted. And I will always try to do wherever I can to help serve others.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
Andrew Kahn with the Ann Arbor News. Go ahead and unmute and ask your question.
Hey, Juwan, it's Andrew. Congratulations. Well-deserved. I guess it's kind of a general question. I'm wondering if you're willing to talk about any of the off-season questions that we would have. There would be several about, any of your seniors potentially coming back, maybe losing assistant coaches. There's a lot of things. I didn't know if now would be a time you'd be willing to answer any of those. So that'll be my first one. And then if yes, I'd have more.
Well, first of all, Andrew, I say thank you. I appreciate you and all the hard work you've done throughout the year following us. Before I answer your question, I want to say also, I don't want to forget my wife and my kids because I would not be able to sleep in the bed next to my wife if I didn't give her the love and the shout out that she truly deserved, because she sacrificed so much during this time. And, she's my biggest supporter no matter what. So thank you, baby. But Andrew, I don't
Good
think
save there. Good save.
Yes, sir. Hey, Luca, it's about, if you want to have a happy life, you better have a happy wife too. So take care of your wife whenever that time comes, man. Give respect to her. That's the best advice I can give you. But Andrew, I don't think this is the forum right now to start talking about what's going to happen with the program for the future of seniors as well as my staff, because honestly, it's been less than 48 hours where I've sat down and had an opportunity to even think about any of that. My mind has still been going on about, UCLA and what I could have done better to put our guys in a position to win that ball game. So I haven't given anything about our roster nor about what's going to happen with our assistant coaches.
Fair enough. Thank you. And I know it was a weird season. We appreciate your time all year. Have a good off season.
Thank you, sir.
Coach Howard, I do have a question for you. I mean, is there a moment this year that really kind of stands out to you as a coach, where it really kind of summed up the character and the work that your team put in this season?
Yes, just overall what we had to deal with during this pandemic. This is the first time for many of us, for the world, to have to experience something like this. And trying to have a college season, it would never been done or been successful unless first started with the players, with the buy-in to what was put in place from our Michigan medicine and all the safety guidelines that they really, instilled and taught us and walked us through the process. And our players just basically sacrificing their time from being a student and not being able to hang out on campus and go to classes with other fellow students on campus, and take away from some of their social time and being away from their families, where we was off in our soft bubble, I will call it, and then testing every day. And fortunate enough with our program, we only had 2 guys that tested positive, and that was back in August. And so they were the stars. The players were the stars, and what made our season be a success. You want to talk about what happens on the floor, but off the floor, what they've done was amazing. And if I was their age, I don't know if I would have been able to be as disciplined and smart and sacrifice so much like the way they did. So I take my hat off to our student athletes.
I saw in an interview you had said that you were wishing you could have brought your barber with you to Indianapolis. Have you?
That's true. That's true. I've always been that type of guy that I like to have a nice little haircut and a nice shape up on my goatee, and it really got me out of my comfort zone. And I felt like, that was one thing that the NCAA missed is supplying some barbers down there in the bubble because, and I wasn't the only player or coach that was complaining about their hair. But,
agree.
see, Luca agrees with that. That was only the one thing. Everything else was taken care of. It was first class from top to bottom. And I was the one silly fool that forgot my clippers because I came back with a fro and my grays are really sticking out.
Well, I have some more questions here. I have Orion Sang has a question.
Hey, Juwan, congrats and thanks for your time.
Thank you.
I was just curious, now that you had a chance to coach in your first postseason, what was your biggest takeaway from the tournament and your experience there?
Well, my biggest takeaway was obviously it's a very highly competitive tournament. And no matter, your first game or second game or third game, they all are very pressure games, pressure situations where there's very high intensity leading up to the game. And the preparation was very critical game by game. And, I really admired how, our staff, our support staff really band together, helping one another out during the process on helping us prepare so we can give the best game plan possible to give us the best chance to win. And our players trusted it, and they've done an excellent job of trusting what we had in place to go out there and perform against our opponent. And that was one of my biggest takeaways, that, the high intensity pressure leading up to the games. And then also the game itself, it wasn't the environment that everyone is used to seeing in the NCAA tournament, where you have so many fans in the building from different parts of the world. Yes, you have your own alumni, the players have their families and friends come out and support, but it was great to see some family and friends from a social distancing standpoint, but it wasn't like what we normally see. But I'm sure next year, hopefully we get back to some normalcy, we'll get a chance to really enjoy what that NCAA tournament, the real true NCAA tournament experience is all about.
The next question is Zach Shaw with 24/7 Sports.
Hey, Juwan, congratulations, and glad to see you're doing well. One thing, I guess, when I look at this past season is the additions of Mike Smith and Sean D. Brown really helped you guys kind of elevate to the level that you were able to do. I guess looking back, because it was last offseason, you were kind of putting these pieces together, a lot of questions, a lot of players were in the portal. How did you pick those two and decide that they could help your team? And then also if you could speak to their impact on this team this season.
Well, a lot of film. I watched a lot of film on both players and others as well. And I came to the decision, that these two was the perfect fit after, communicating and talking with my staff. We just felt like within the culture and their personality, as well as their skill set, that they would fit great in the locker room, because the locker room has to be the most important part that you have to really take into consideration instead of the wins and the losses. Players, and Luca can attest to this, you just can't bring anyone in the locker room that you've been there for the last 2 or 3 years and you have a certain comfort level and the guys develop that brotherhood. And here's one guy coming in, all he's thinking about is because he came from the other program that he was playing for, and he may have been that marquee, that number one option. And he's thinking that, okay, I'm walking into this new school and it's all about me, I, and my stats. But then there's guys that's been there who's been proven. You have to make sure that you choose the right ones, because it will affect your locker room and become a toxic environment. And that's something that I wanted to avoid. And I felt that it would be unfair to the other guys that was our juniors and seniors who had already been there. Then looking at, both players, I know they both was hungry to get to winning. Neither one has had, much success at the previous school. And so the conversations that we've had was all about team, team, team. Never was I. And I did not know that their success would happen so quickly. But, you know, with the practice and, you know, the players and their personalities, it just fit on all levels. And so when you have guys that sacrificing for winning by sacrificing their roles and buying into their roles, good things will happen. And I didn't think that it would be, you know, a quicker transition. I just love the fact that it didn't take so long.
Another question from Clayton Safey with the Wolverine.com.
Hey, Coach. Congratulations. I'm just kind of wondering, looking back at a championship season, a season that you made the Elite Eight, made a deep run. What are some of the moments or, you know, things that you're going to take with you and kind of never forget from such a unique year that you guys had so much success in?
Some of the moments that I will always remember is the bus rides, man. The bus rides with some of the music that was being played on the bus rides from Indiana, bus ride from Purdue, and some of the conversations that we've had on the bus, just building that, you know, relationship even stronger. Those moments right there that I will never, ever forget, and I will always enjoy, and I'm gonna miss this summer.
Hey, Juwan, I was wondering if you could talk about the senior class and what they've meant to this program, and also how they helped you transition into this coaching role over the past 2 seasons.
Yeah, thank you. Hi. I just want to say, like, our senior class was amazing. We're truly going to miss them. I hope they, you know, remember that it was a free year. So if they choose they want to come back, you know, the invitation is open. But it was fun to coach them, man. I really enjoyed building relationships with Isaiah, Austin Davis, Eli Brooks, also CJ, you know, one of our walk-ons, Rico, Luke. And then, you know, you add a guy like Mike and Sean D. You know, they could have easily just, you know, not buy in or not trust, you know, me, or, you know, because of being a first-time head coach last year. But when you have a guy like, you know, Xavier Simpson and also John Teskey, who they're great leaders, both lead differently. One is more vocal, the other one is soft-spoken. And they saw that, you know, the two of them trusted me because I feel like this, that, you know, I wanted to earn their trust. Not just because of the fact that I was a part of, you know, the University of Michigan Fab Five, or a former player in the NBA for 19 years, or an assistant coach in the NBA for 6 years. Not being a head coach in college, you know, that has a lot of concerns for a lot of people. But our players that knew coming in that, you know, I came in with a selfless attitude, willing to learn from them and grow with them and do whatever I can to help them become the best version of themselves as student athletes. And they saw that it was raw and real. That's where, you know, the beauty of coaching now allowed me to be able to do my job. And our seniors were great leaders, teaching a lot of the younger guys, like our underclassmen, on what it's like to navigate through college life. Now, you know, we have a younger group coming in next year. The culture, it is what it is. Like I've always said, you know, in Michigan and with our culture, that we're not for everyone. And so while saying all that, you know, our seniors understands that our culture cannot be broken in any type of way. And they're going to be the great examples of coming back and letting the younger guys know, you know, what it's like to be a part of the University of Michigan culture. And so I'm just forever in debt to our seniors.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And congratulations, both Coach Howard and Luca, on your honors this season. And we wish you all the best of luck in the future, and all hoping that for next year, we can actually be in person again. Everybody can be back at the Final Four, back to normal. So thank you everyone for joining, and I wish you all the wonderful rest of your day. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you. Good luck, Luca, in the NBA.
Congratulations, coach.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If you need someone, I'm always here. Just
All right.
know-
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
yeah, I mean that. Yes. Good luck to you. Stay healthy.
Yeah. Thank you.